Good to see all of you. Very good to see all of you. And welcome to wonderful Wednesday yoga. Let's get centered with our breath. Maybe rock right and left as you start to draw awareness to your breathing. Feel the weight shift in your sitting bones and in your feet as we swish one way and then the other. Maybe we imagine we're in some nice warm water, I'll say. I don't like it too cold, even when it's hot out, but whatever temperature you want it to be. And then find center. So there's this Mudra Mantra. It's combining a mudra together with a mantra. So you're going to touch your thumb and your pointer fingers together, and then your thumb and your middle fingers together, then your ring fingers, and then your pinkies. So, and then together with Satanama. So it's Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. You got that, Oscar? Do it with your paws. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. It doesn't, the meaning of it in Sanskrit, actually, is I am me. So I am me. You are the true essence of you. That's what it means, which is kind of cool, right? Celebrating you. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. And so you can kind of do that. It's good for your fingers to start getting them moving. We had a request for wrists, so we'll start circling our wrists around and about. Sa, ta, na, ma. Let that go, shake it out, and circle your wrists like you have a claw. Oscar, how come you're not doing this with us? You could use your paws. He's taking his morning nap, his like fifth one. Circle it around and about, and then let's press our palms away and then pull the hands in towards us, pull the elbows back, make a fist. Inhale, press away, spread your fingers. Pretend somebody was in front of you and you were going to press your palms in towards theirs, and then pull away, draw your elbows back, feel your shoulder blades come in towards each other. If you pull too far back, you'll feel this tightness here, so don't go too far back, just enough where you feel an opening. Press forward, pull away. So inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Forward, now turn your hands down like a claw, so fingertips towards your wrists. Flex, claw, flex. Claw one more time. And then use your left hand to draw your right fingers down and then up. And then use your left hand to press into your fingers so it looks like this. And you can press on the upper fingers and then the palm, and to see how it differs. Also, when you push your hand away from you, see how that differs. Then with your hand forward, release your left hand, turn the fingertips outward towards the right, and then back upwards and towards the right. Notice how you're feeling a change. It's not just, we're focusing on now from the shoulder down through the arm and up. Now let's take our arm back behind us. You might want to come a little forward in the chair. You can gaze at your fingers. That feels different when they're flexed back there. Now pretend you're going to turn a doorknob. So twist towards, or it's really turning towards your left and then towards your right, like you're turning the doorknob. Notice what happens to your shoulder. Of course, if something hurts, please don't do it. Turn like you're towards your left and then swish towards your right. And then lift the arm up and exhale, bring it across your chest. Now, with your hand on top of your traps, right hand is on top of left traps, go ahead and dip your right ear down towards your right shoulder, and your hand is getting a little heaviness towards the shoulder as it stretches the side of the neck. Take about 3 breaths here, in and out through the nose. Breathe in through the nose, feel the air come in on the inhale, and out through the nose on the exhale. And then we're going to lift our head back up, and you might give it a little help, because when we just pull it up, sometimes there's a stress in the neck. So notice if it feels better to give it a little help. Let's do the other hand now. So left hand presses forward. Feel your fingers spread. Your thumb, your pointer, your middle, your ring, and your pinky. And then curl it down. And inhale, lift it up. Exhale, curl it down. Inhale, lift it up. Now use your hands, your other hand. So take your right hand and press it into the left as you push your wrist forward. Now try to relax the shoulders. If they tend to creep up, just lower them on down. If it's too much pressure, then release a little bit. This is not about causing pain, right? We're just stretching our hands out. Then claw. Use your hand and press it down a little bit. Flex it up. Use your hand, push it the other way. And curl it down. These are great to do. We forget that our hands and our fingers and our wrists, all the joints need some good fluidity. Move that synovial fluid around in your joints. Now let's take the arm out to the side. Push like you're pushing water away from you. You're swishing it. Maybe gaze at your fingers as you do this. And then feel that. Like this feels very different. If you unflex your wrist, notice how that changes up the stretch. Now go back and flex it. Now let's turn the doorknob on this side. When we turn it towards, well, this is my left as I turn, I'm feeling a shoulder blade internally rotate. Then turn your fingers towards the right and your shoulder externally rotates. And do it a few times. See, we're doing it intentionally. I've heard that a lot of injuries happen when people are reaching behind them in the car to get something in the back seat. But this is a little different. We're doing this intentionally and thinking as we do it. Now, sway the arm over towards your right shoulder. That arm was up for a bit, so you might feel a little bit of fatigue in the arm. And you might even massage your trap. Now take your left ear towards your left shoulder. You might press your finger pads down into the trap and just kind of notice. Mine's kind of hard and crunchy. We hold a lot of stuff there. It gets tight pretty easily. Breathe in. And breathe out. Release tension as you breathe out. And then come back to neutral. Let's take our feet out for goddess pose. Oscar, I don't want to bother you in any way. You just stay right where you're at. So heels are under knees. I don't know if you can see him or not. Maybe you see part of him. He's very still this morning. So heels are under knees. We're in our goddess. If this is too wide, like you're going to make your adjustment. That's right for you. You might bring the legs closer together. And if it feels funky to turn out, meaning it doesn't feel right, then go ahead and turn your toes forward a little bit. They don't have to be all the way out. So feel both sitting bones even on the chair, and then let's swish the ribs kind of right and left. Now there's no right or wrong here. Just kind of bring the ribs. We're kind of isolating the ribs to shift towards one way and then the other. And then you might use your arms. And again, just kind of let them swim and swish around as we begin to open. Someone's making up Mindy box in the, I put my glasses on for this one. Mindy's, oh, I lost it. Hold on a second in case it was something. Mindy's box is the same size as all the participants. Oh, how come it's not larger? Good question. And I can't spotlight it. Michigan Parkinson Foundation, did you spotlight it? I don't know if they're going to hear me. Okay. You can actually do it on your end though. It should come bigger when I'm talking. The box should be bigger. But you should be able to, yeah, stay full screen. Thank you, Jody. You can adjust it. In my computer, it's on the right top corner. You can push full screen instead of gallery view. All right. Now, we're in our goddess. We'll let our arms down by our side. Let's take the right shoulder towards the left and feel a nice stretch through the side of the body. Then come back up and pull that shoulder back. Then let's move towards the right and then gently press the thigh away as you do this. Come back to center one more time. Maybe you start to extend the arm. We haven't done a lot with arms yet, so it may not extend all the way. And then shift it other side. Make sure you're breathing. Come back to center. Inhale, lift your 10 toes. No looking at them. Don't need to look at them. Lift them, spread them. Exhale, lower them down. Lift your heels up. Push down through the balls of the feet. Big toe towards pinky. Exhale, lower the heels down. Now, you're going to lift your right heel, left toes. Right heel, left toes. Now switch that up. Lift the left heel and ankle and the right toes. It's a little bit of a brain teaser. It's taking me a moment. So just notice and let's shift it back. Now we got right heel rising, left toes. Switch it one more time. I have to think, even after doing it a few times. So just notice if you do. Lower the heel down and the toes down. Okay, arms into cactus. You got it. Elbows are a little lower than shoulders. Let's pull the elbows towards center. Open them up. Pull them towards center. Open them up. Lower them a little bit down. Inhale, lift them fingertips towards each other. They may or may not touch. I had to look up to see where they were. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Inhale, you might look up a few times, then maybe we have some muscle memory there. Pull down. Lift up. Yep. Feel your fingers. Pull down. Good. Bring your elbows towards each other. Open it up. Take your arms long. Lift your shoulders up and then pull them back. Turn your palms upright. Bring the right forearm to the thigh, left arm over your ear in cactus. Or perhaps you're more comfortable with the hand down in your, pressing down in your thigh, and that's okay. It's actually a nice way to start. Push that thigh down, get some length through the left side of the body. Then we lift the arm up. And maybe the arm over the ear. Awesome. Maybe gaze down and then turn your eyes up towards your upper arm. Push down through your feet. Inhale, lift your heels. That's it. Inhale, let's take our arms forward, interlace the fingers. And then start to lift up. Now, it may not go all the way, and that's okay. And then circle your elbows around and about. You can lower your heels down. Just kind of swimming. They call this flossing. If you go slow, you might feel those gringies or crunchies in between your shoulder blades and around your shoulder blades. One more each way. So really circling the elbows up, around, and back. And then extend long. Press down through your feet. Push your right foot down. Push it down. Notice how that's different. Now release that pressure. Push down through the left foot. Notice how your belly might tone as you do that. Release that pressure. Bring the forearm to the thigh and use your right hand to push down right in the crease between the pelvic bone and your thigh. And then maybe lift the elbow up into more of a cactus arm. Perhaps you extend the upper arm. Gaze down towards your lower hand or towards the earth. And then inhale, gaze up towards the upper arm. Take a breath in and a breath out. Now, when we rise, push down through your feet and lift all 10 toes. That's it. Exhale, lower down. Let's bring our feet back in. That was a while to be in goddess pose. Let's circle on the hips a few times. One way and then the other. I love feeling the difference in the weight in your feet as you move. And then you might hold on to your side of your chair. Lift the shoulders up and back. Let the chin be kind of parallel with the earth. So we don't want the chin up. We don't want it down. So we draw our shoulders up and back, and then our ears are draping over our shoulders. Now we're going to push the right heel forward and maybe lift the leg, and then exhale, lower it down. You don't have to have your hands by the side of the chair. If it feels better for you, then go for it. Lifting the heel up, pushing it away. Exhale, lower the heel down and bring it back underneath. One more time. Lift it up, push the heel away, spread your toes, maybe take your left arm out to the side. Now touch your thigh. You're going to notice it's working. Now, it doesn't matter if the heel is downward, but the energy, you're thinking, you're visualizing the leg lifting and the muscles active. Push down firmly through your left foot. Let's switch it up. Place that foot back down. Other side. Dragging the left heel forward. Perhaps it lifts as you push the heel away from you. Push it away. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's exhale, lower the heel down. Inhale, lift it back up. You can give yourself a little feedback by just touching and seeing what's going on. Then press down through the right foot and extending the arm out to the side. Breathe in and breathe out, toning the belly. Breath is in and breath is out. Let's switch it a few times. So right leg forward, left arm out to the side. Left leg forward, right arm out to the side, just alternating. That's it. You got it. Even it up and come back to neutral. We're going to take our hands to the side of the chair. We played with just lifting one leg. Now maybe try to lift both. So we can extend by, I'm going to actually turn sideways. We're going to extend the legs forward and the heels are down on the earth. Pull the toes towards you. And then exhale, drag them back in. And then drag them forward. Now, visualize your legs lifting up. Visualize them lifting up. You can keep holding on to the chair or you might release it. One, and then the other. Place it back down. That's not so easy to lift your legs up, is it? Let's try that again. If you have a block, you might take the block and place it in between your thighs as you do this, or in between your ankles, because that's kind of an experiment, you know? So we're hugging our block, hold on to the side of the chair, take your heels forward. Now they may or may not lift up. This is not easy. I'm not telling you this is easy. Then you might lift your legs up. I think the block makes it harder. See what you think. And then release. and play with lifting. You can also play with lifting up here like that. This is hard stuff. And then release it. And let's try the ankle just for the fun of it. Got to have fun with this, but see, the body's not used to doing stuff like this. So hugging the block with your ankles and your feet, try to lift up. No pain in your back. So you have to pull your belly in or stop the pose. And then we'll release that and let it go. Now, let's do a little tie stretch. You can use your hands or if you can use a tie, depending upon what you got in front of you. Put the strap around your right foot. Draw your right shoulder up and back. It's just as important. Push out through the ball of the foot. You can also rest your leg on a chair in front of you or a block in front of you. Or whatever you have that you could rest it on. Maybe you've got a little ottoman or little table. Shoulders up and back, stretch. This is very similar to the wrist, right? We're pushing the wrist away. We're pushing the heel away. Breathe in and breathe out. Let's turn the toes out. So turn the heel in and the toes out. Breath is in and breath is out. Now I like to hug my elbow in towards the side. Otherwise the shoulder likes to creep up. So give the upper arm something to hug into. Toes back upright. Release it down. Now for the fun of it, go ahead and cross your legs. So right over left. And then try to lift your legs up. And then bring it down. And now cross your legs, hug them in towards each other. Try to lift the knees towards your chest or your belly. Bring it in and release it. You can visualize it whether they lift or not. It's about activating your muscles. Pull it in, release it down. Let's stretch the other leg. So tie or loop around the foot or hands underneath the thigh. Rest your heel on something if it's near you or lift it on up. It's like lifting weights, lifting body parts. You might just need one hand and then hug your elbow in towards your side. Take a few breaths here. Breathe in and breathe out. You'll notice that the thigh muscle is working on the top. We're stretching the back. So one side's working, contracting, the other side is getting long. Turn the toes out and the heel in. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Turn the toes back upright. Release the tie. Let it go. Maybe open and close the knees a few times. And we will move to standing. So take your time. Lift on up to mountain pose. You guys are strong mountains. You can have your chair next to you. You might have a wall. And then we'll start in our mountain. We're going to move towards a wall dog. So if you're going to use the chair, you can decide whether you want to use the back of the chair or the seat of the chair, or kind of play around to see what's best for you. Starting with feet parallel. Feet parallel, your hands may be on the chair. Push down through the right foot. So you can't see what I'm doing. I'm saying push down through the right foot and feel the muscles activate. And then pull in and up, tone your bellies, and release that toning on the right side. Now go ahead and do it on the left side. Push down through the left foot. Notice how your buttocks, right side, may tone as well. Release that. Now let's push down through both feet. Push both feet down. Pull the belly in and up. Notice what's toning. Notice what's toning. Let's release that. Let it go. Now we're going to take one or both arms out to the side. So if the chair's in front of you, you might have one hand on the chair and one hand's going to go up. So as you push down to your feet, one or both arms lift up skyward. And then release that pressure and exhale and lower the arm down. So if you're doing one arm, then you might alternate arms. Push down through your feet, inhaling. As you push down, lifting the opposite arm. And release. So we're playing with movement as we root down. Now we're pushing down through both feet. Notice your weight. So you want your weight centered in your feet. Push them down, tone the belly. Inhale, maybe one or both or neither arms are lifting up. So we got active legs. We're lifting up and out of the waist. Toned belly, lifting the ribs upward. They're stacking over your hips. So we don't want them jutting forward. Stack them over your hips. Let's exhale. Turn the back of your hands towards each other and imagine that you are pushing down the water. You are in the ocean and you are pressing the water down and pushing down through your feet at the same time. Whew. Notice how your hands feel and your arms feel, the circulation in them. Let's move towards a side bend, taking our feet a little bit wider. Toes are forward. Feet wider, toes are forward. Now, bend your knees, trying to keep them towards your middle toes. Bend your knees and then inhale and lift up. You get to go as deep as you want. No. Somebody needs to mute. And then exhaling, bending, inhaling, and straightening. Now go ahead and bend. Maybe take your hands in front of your heart. As you straighten your legs, lift your one or both arms upwards. You might have one hand on the chair. Exhale, bend your knees, bring your palms to heart center. Inhale, lift up. Feel the tone. Now, as you lift up, push down through your feet. Exhale, pull like you're pulling down like a net downward. That's it. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend the knees and the elbows. Come on out of that. Now turn your toes out. We did this seated. I just realized this is kind of blocking your view. You're going to bend your knees over your heels for goddess. We're strengthening our thighs. Yes, we are. You're taking your hips down. So you're angling your sitting bones, those guys you sit on, press them down, and then inhale, rise up. So you're going to go as big and wide as you're comfortable, maybe slightly a little bit more, because that's going to activate your muscles, but you want to feel safe at the same time. So you decipher that. I'm going to go slightly wider now, bending the knees, coming on down, and then you're trying to keep your knees over your middle toes. You don't want them falling into center. And then push down through your heels and your feet to rise up. Next time, we're going to come on down. Maybe we lift our right arm in the cactus or straighten the arm up overhead. Maybe take a side bend. Ooh, this is a while to be down there. Press down to your feet. Come on up. Bring the hand back to the chair. Other side. Bend your knees. Keep drawing them out towards your pinky. You can touch your thighs. I guarantee you they are working. Now, as you push your feet down, feel like you're pulling your heels towards each other. That's a lot of work. And then pull in and up on your pelvic floor. Those are the muscles that tone down there, like pull up on your pelvic floor, pull in and up. Maybe lifting left arm, take your side bend. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, arm rises up. Exhale, lower it down. Let's take the toes forward and bring the feet in. Give yourself a little break. Woo! That was a long time. Let's go to our wall dog. I said we were going to do wall dog, and then we didn't really do it. Hands on the seat of the chair. You didn't catch me. Maybe you did. Hands on the seat of the chair or the back of the chair. Feet are parallel, like we were in mountain. Walk your feet back. Walk your feet back. Keep your knees bent at first. You can bend them just like we were doing. We've been doing that quite a bit in this practice. Knees are bent. Sit bones move back. Move back. So stretch them back. Elbows can be bent or straight. Mind your shoulders. Push down through the big toe mound across to the pinky in the center of your heel. So feet are very active. Now push down through your hands into the chair. Claw your seat of your chair or the back. Just kind of hold on and feel like they're claws. Let's walk our feet back in towards the chair. Take a little break. Take a little break. Now, this is good for the hands. And what's good for the hands is good for the wrists. What's good for the shoulders is often good for the wrists. Push your fingertips in towards each other. You're holding a sphere of energy. Energy is pretty bright right now, right? We have that summer solstice. Push your thumbs, pointer fingers, rings, middle ring and pinkies in towards each other. Hold your sphere of energy. Now push the ridges of your fingers into each other. Go back to the sphere of energy. You're a mountain and you're holding this energy at the top of your mountain. Push the ribs in. Elbows are out to the side. One more time. Shake that out. Shake it out. Let's circle. Take your thumb on the inside of the palms, wrap your fingers around and circle. It's different. It's different. Go ahead, do it one way without your hands, your thumb on the inside of the palm. Then take your finger on the inside of the palm and wrap it around and see how that's different. It is. It's a bigger stretch. And then reverse it. Now, either use a wall or the seat of your chair. I want to play with down dog hands a little bit and table hands, even though this is a standing class today. And there are different ways we work our wrists. Now, a lot of people say when they're in table, I'll just show it so you know, we're not doing this today, just so you know, right? This is hands down, this is down dog, but we're going to do it with the chair or the wall today. And a lot of people say that it hurts them, their wrists, because the weight goes down into their wrist. So I want you to put your hands either on the seat of the chair or a wall and bring your weight towards your tips of your fingers, like you're going to claw downward. And then I want you to imagine that there's a suction cup on the center of your palm and it's lifting up. So then the weight comes off of the wrist. The weight is going more towards your fingertips and your ridges rather than the wrist. And then let's walk that back, walk our feet back and find our wall dog once again. Breathe in. And breathe out, still clawing. And then come back in. I am going to shut this door because I don't know if you're hearing my dogs. They're barking probably at the gardeners. So now that door is shut. In case you are hearing that, let's go onto our forearms now and do a variation. It's called Dolphin Dog. So you can use a wall and put your forearms on the wall and walk it back. Excuse me for this view. Now I'm going to show you here. So elbows are under shoulders or slightly forward of them. forearms are down. You can interlace your fingers like this. That's what we would do for a headstand, or you can keep your hands parallel and push down in your forearms into the chair. I would try it first with fingers interlaced just to check that out. So you're pushing the outside of your arms and your hands down into either the chair or the wall as you walk your feet back, but you want to try to keep your shoulders about over your elbows or slightly behind, and then you can rock it forward and rock it back. Take your shoulders forward and then pull them back a few times. This is good weight bearing. We don't get enough weight bearing on our upper bodies. So leaning forward and back. So it's strengthening as we push the forearms down. Now, another variation, I'll come on up and show this, is to push the outside of your hands down, but keep your arms parallel. And you can even put a block in between that you're hugging with your forearms or your hands. So it looks like this, on the seat of the chair or on the wall. You're hugging in, you're pushing your forearms into the wall, you're pushing your palms into the block. And it's like you're karate chopping the chair. If you don't have a block, karate chop the chair. Walk it on back once again. Shoulder blades are on the back. Let's lean the weight forward and lean the weight back. Notice how your belly might tone as you bring that weight forward and then back. One more time, take it forward. Hold for a breath or two here. You're either pushing your hands into the block, pressing down through the outsides of the arms. Notice your strength. Then release the hands down and let that go. Do a cat pose here, either on your hands or on your forearms. Round your spine, take your chin to your chest and push down through your feet, down from your legs down to your feet. And then a cow pose. Hands are on the chair, shoulders lifting, shoulder blades coming towards each other, sit bones lifting. Exhale, we round, shin to chest. You can play with clawing the seat of your chair. And then reverse it to cow pose. One more. As you exhale, move back to neutral. Let's shake that all out. Shake it out, just let that go. Let's play a little bit with balance. So we're going to shift our weight from right to left and left to right. Chair can be in front of you. I'm just moving it to the side here. So you might take your weight, your feet about that distance apart. So a few feet apart, or maybe a little bit wider, a little bit narrower for you. Feel the weight shifting, and then maybe play with one or both arms coming out to the side. And then we're going to switch our weight towards the right leg, take the left toes out to the side. This knee, you want to keep it kind of buoyant, meaning you don't want it locked back. Ow, that's not good, right? So keep a little bend in your knee. The toes can touch down, or maybe you push the heel away and you lift up. You want to lift up through the whole right side of your body. Of course, the weight is going towards the right side. You may play with lifting the other arm, switching one hand on the chair, just kind of play. When your arms change, so do the weight changes, right? If you take one arm up, it's going to feel different. If you take the other arm up, it's going to feel different. Let's place that down. Place your foot down and rock right and left, and we'll do the other side. So now we're going to shift our weight towards the left leg. Right toes are out to the side. Lift up and out of your waist so you get tall. Then maybe you take an arm out. So generally, an arm out to the side is going to help balance the fact that that leg is going out to the side. but notice how it feels for you. And then you may play with both. Now it's different on each side. So my left leg is more dominant. And so balance is easier for me on the left side. It's going to be different for everybody. Lift up like you've got a string pulling you upward, making space in your spine. And then you can play with your arms. Just kind of play. Now, the trick in yoga is to find that spot that's not moving. We don't want the spot. We're gazing at the spot, and that helps our balance. And then come on out of it and circle around and about. So that Satanama can be helpful during balance. We're going to try it with a variation of tree pose. You get to choose which variation you go for. Let me see, I'm going to move this here. The weight's going to shift to the left, my right leg. You're either going to put your foot, you have a few choices. You can hold onto your chair or the wall and lift your leg up. Put your toes on the floor, heel into the ankle. Maybe you put your foot on a block. Maybe you put your foot on the chair. So here's your options. Then while we're playing with this, we're going to do Satanama. You can do it with one hand or both hands. So Sa-ta-na-ma, Sa-ta-na-ma, Sa-ta-na-ma. You might take one or both hands up. Sa-ta-na-ma, Sa-ta-na-ma. And bring it on down. And we will do the other side. So now we're going to transfer the weight to the other leg, the left leg for me. You're going to do the opposite leg, whatever you did. So you might have your tree down here. Foot is down and foot is pushing into inner leg. So the inner leg is pushing into the foot and the foot is pushing into the inner leg if you're in this kind of version. If your foot is on the block, feel the difference, right? This is still a balance pose because it's asymmetric. You can also lift your leg in space if you want to do that, or you can put it on a chair. I didn't shift this, but you could put the leg on the chair. So find the one that's right for you. And then let's play with Sa-ta-na-ma, Sa-ta-nam-a, Sa-ta-nam-a, Sa-ta-nam-a. One or both hands, Sa-ta-nam-a. And let that go. That was good. All right, now let's go back to our goddess pose. I know you loved that, but these are so good for our thighs, right? We got to really get our thighs strong. Remember how we said to push down through our feet and pull our ankles towards each other? So I want you to really focus on that as we bend our knees. So we're going to bend our knees, press our feet down, knees are moving outwards, pull your heels towards each other. Pull your heels towards each other. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, straighten the legs. And exhale, bend. Come on back to our goddess. We're going to take it into a side bend now. You can ditch the goddess if you want and just do the side bend part with your legs straight. So I'm going to take my left arm up and side bend now towards the right. You might take the other arm out if it's not on the chair, out to the side. Then we're going to straighten on up and let the legs have a little rest, just a little break. Breathe in and breathe out. Exhale, come on down, back to goddess. Knees are moving outward. Push your heels down, pull them towards each other. Then find your side bend. You might take your left hand to your thigh or keep it on the chair. Take your side bend. You're going to feel a nice stretch through the right side of the body. Maybe the left arm comes out. Maybe it lifts up. Maybe you interlace your fingers and push up, press down, rise up, and bring your toes forward. Time for chair pose. Chair pose. Toes are forward. You might put a block in between your thighs. We're going to do chair pose with lifting our heels. So I'm going to turn this way so you can see. First, we're going to go chair pose. So you want to find that distance that's just about right for your chair pose. And you can play with one arm forward or both. Keep them both on the chair. Maybe at your heart. Take your sit bones back. Maybe your arms forward. Maybe you're holding that sphere of energy. You can keep the arms forward or lift them upwards. Then we're going to exhale, lower the hands down. Inhale, lift your heels up. Ooh, this is fun, isn't it? Hug the block, ankles lifting. Breathe in and breathe out. Exhale, lower back down into your chair pose. Sit bones back, sit bones down. One or both arms forward. Maybe you hold that sphere of energy like you're holding the summer solstice in your hands. Maybe you lift one or both arms upwards. Breathe in, breathe out, hands to the chair. Inhale, lift your heels up. Find that spot to stare at. Tone your belly. Relax your chins. Imagine that you've got this string pulling from just about the crown of your head or back of your head upwards. So you're tall. And then play with one hand or both hands, leaving the chair or wall. Breathing. Strong, strong, strong ankles. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe you take your hands back down. Feel yourself waver. You're going to waver when you're playing with your balance, but you're doing it in a safe environment. You're minding your body. And you're making sure that you have something to clasp onto if you need it. And then exhale and lower down. Let's find our way to wall dog once again. Walk our feet back. Feet are parallel. Notice how this wall dog may feel different. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now you may hold on to the chair with your left hand and take your right arm out to the side. Take a hold of your hip, your right hip. And then draw the shoulder up and back. You might lift the arm skyward. That's a twist. We haven't done a lot of twists yet today. You might take the hand back to your hip and then back to the chair. And then walk it back in for the other side. Taking a little break. Or you can stay in it and just switch sides. We're back in our wall dog. We take now the left hand to the hip, right hand's on the chair. Draw the left shoulder up and back. Maybe extend the arm out so it's coming straight out from your shoulder and upwards. It's not going to go all the way up, and the elbow can be bent. That actually is really nice because you can feel the shoulder blade on the back. And then release it back to your hip. And if you want, do it one more time, just because it's fun. And then release and walk it back in. And we'll have a seat. We've been standing quite a while. So have a seat. Make sure we do our hip openers and a little bit more twisting. So sitting tall, Take a breath in and a breath out. Lifting the right knee in towards you. Give it a big, big hug. Pull it in and cross it over. If this is too much, then put your foot on a block or a few blocks or even a chair in front of you. Then we're going to take our hands to our hips. So either way, it's number 4 gentleman's pose, however you want to think about it. Lean forward, keeping your shoulder blades on your back. You might take your arms back behind you, pushing down through the left foot. And the arms are moving back. Now remember how we turned the doorknob with one hand? Turn the doorknob back behind you with both hands. So internally rotate so your thumbs move in towards you, and then externally rotate as your thumbs move away from you. And then back in and out, palms face each other, shoulders up and back, gazing forward and down, long spine, push down, rise up, arms lift, exhale, hands at the heart. Awesome. Release the leg, other side. Left leg lifting. Lift tall. Push down through the right foot. Imagine that string's pulling you upwards. Then place your foot down for a hip opener or up on your thigh. Then start to move forward. When you feel sensation in the outer left hip or inner thigh, that's when you know to stop. Breathe in and breathe out. You might take your arms forward and then swim them back. Turn the doorknobs. You got 2 doors back there. Turn it so now the thumbs are away from you, pinkies are in, and then turn it the other way. Thumbs are towards you, pinkies are out. Turn it again. Imagine you're squeezing that block back behind you. Palms are facing towards each other. Really squeeze your palms into the block. Shoulders up and back. Push down now firmly through the right foot. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhaling, hands at the heart. Lower the leg down. Let's find a twist. So for this twist, let's turn our legs towards the right. We're sitting tall, and we're going to take our hands to the back of the chair and open up our twist. You're going to feel, as you twist to the right, you're going to feel an opening across the collarbone. You might take one arm out to the side. You might take your right arm out to the side. You might take your left arm out to the side, or you could put it outside of your right thigh. So left hand outside right thigh as right hand moves out to the side. So you're using leverage, pushing hand into thigh and thigh into hand. Breathe in. And breathe out. Release your hands. Turn back to center. Do a cat-cow here. Round your spine, chin to chest. And then inhale, lift it up. Walk your feet back to center and over towards the left. So we're now facing to the left. We're going to take our hands to the back of the chair. Use your hands to help find your twist. You lift up tall through your spine as you twist. Then you may keep your right hand on the chair and take your left arm out to the side, or you might take your right hand to the outside of your left thigh as you twist and maybe take the right arm out. So breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. Bring both hands back to your knees or thighs. Round your spine. Cat pose. Chin to chest. Lean back. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, cat. Inhale, lift. Back to neutral. Turning back to facing forward. Make this candle flame. So you're rolling your hands, the backs of your hand towards each other. Another little wrist trick. So imagine that your flame is lifting. Perhaps the hands are the wick or the flame. And you're rolling the backs of your hands around and about. And then take your right palm, it's facing towards the left, and then use your left hand and turn the wrist toward the palm towards you and away. That's a nice little wrist stretch too. So it looks like this. The hard one to describe. I'm holding my wrist firmly. Then shake that out and do the other side. So now I'm using my right hand to turn the palm. And just kind of play with it. You'll get it. Relaxing the shoulders. And then hold your wrist firmly with your left hand, your right wrist. Give it a little traction. So you hug it and then gently pull the skin towards your hand. So it looks like this. It's nice when somebody else does it to you, and then take your right hand and firmly push it into the wrist, hug it, and then pull the skin away a little bit and see how that feels. Just little things to give a little traction. And release your arms to your lap. You guys worked hard. We worked pretty much nonstop here. So come back to breathing and softening and feeling the vibration in your body from all the moving. You switched around all the fluids within you. Moved your fascia and your muscles. Now just relaxing, feeling the vibration as you relax. It's really, nothing's really ever just still, right? There's still this vibration. It just slows down. Your breath slows down. It's a soft breath in and out through your nose. You can use your breath as your anchor. Or whenever you feel like doing a short meditation, you could always do the Satanama to yourself. So that was thumb and pointer finger touching, and thumb and middle fingers touching, thumb and ring finger touching, thumb and pinkies touching as you say, sa, ta, nam, sa, ta, nam, sa, ta, tam, ma, sa, ta, na, ma. And you can repeat that for as long as you wish. I encourage you to rest on these very hot days. Resting, stretching, moving, it's all good. And drinking, remember your mint water, your cucumber water, lots of watermelon is good. Cooling foods. Namaste, everyone. Have a wonderful day this first day after the summer solstice. Take care, everyone.